standing today in front of the new Sealine S430 that you can see behind me. Today it's something special because we are still on the factory premises, so excuses if there's a little noise behind me because of course people are still working around me, but that gives us a chance to see this very new boat from the outside. This is one of the first models that has ever been produced of this one, so it's very exciting to have a look around today. And as you can already see, there's a lot of different options for the color of the hull. So here we have this really beautiful golden color, and that makes it a really nice boat because it will definitely stand out wherever it is. And we will see inside what they have done as well, but that's just in a little bit. And from the outside here you can already see that the hull is rather flat, and that makes it possible, well, that makes it perfect really for maneuvering in shallow waters as well. So it's very easy to come very close to any beaches that you want to sit on. I'm sitting on the foredeck. You can see there's a little bench right here, so that's a perfect place to see the whole panoramic view without anything impeding it. And behind me there's a big area to just lie down, so a big sunbed, and you can also put up the cushions so it's more of a sitting area instead of a lying down area. But of course there's lots of space for the entire family to gather up front here and enjoy the sun when the weather is accordingly. Next to the sunbeds there are little drink holders, so you can have your glasses or your bottles right next to you without them falling down. And what I really like in this front seat here are those hidden lamps. They just slide out from the deck, so whenever you don't need them, nothing will break off because you can just push them back in and they are gone. Right in the bow of our Sealine we have the anchor. You can see it right next to me here. It's controlled by a winch that's here, so it's electrical. So just by the push of a button you can get down the anchor into the water and also pull it back up. So there's no need for you to do any heavy lifting, but for any maintenance work that there might be, there's very easy access here to the anchor locker. It will stay open as well, and it goes all the way down there, so that's where the anchor chain is hidden away. I'm sitting in the back of the cockpit now. The first thing I want to show you are the roofs above me. So you can see them already. On the back here, the roof is open right now, but we can also close it up. It's just the push of a button, and then it simply slides out, and we get a very big shady area in the back of our cockpit. And the second roof is in front there above the helmsman position, and that we can also close and open depending on the weather and depending on the kind of day we're having and what we're looking forward to, because, well, this boat, as I said before, is called S430, so the S is the sporty type of boat that we have here, and that gives us a really nice feeling of a convertible car, you can pretty much say, and that we will have a look when we're back there. But with all the roofs open, you get this very open feeling, whatever you're doing, if you're in the cockpit or if you're driving the boat. It's 44 feet long, 13 feet wide, so we will see how much space there really is inside in just a minute. This is the cockpit area. You can see there's a lot of room. There would easily fit 7 or 8 people on this couch here. As you can see, there is a table in the middle. I can also open it up, and then it's double the size, so it's a full-size table and everybody has a space at the table. What we can also do with the table is that we can put it back down, then it's on the same level as the couch, and then open it and put on another cushion, and then we would have an entire area here that can of course be used as a bed in the summer or just for lying in the sun. And to make the experience complete, we can also pull down the backrests here. They also flatten out, and then imagine the size of this huge sunbed that you have in the back here, and then open up the roof and there's sun for everybody. What I noticed is that I can put off the cushions of the cockpit area. I have little storage spaces below the benches. They aren't that big, but they're enough to put whatever you need in direct access from where you're sitting. And there's a big flap in the floor between the benches as well, and it opens up towards our engine room. The engine, there are 2 engines, together they have 340 horsepower, and that gives us a speed of 28 knots, but that can also be extended if you want to up to 34 knots. So there's definitely some speed going on because of course it's the sporty edition. And as you can see, it goes all the way down, and there's a huge room down there, so all the maintenance work that might be necessary around the engine can be done very easily from below here. I'm sitting on the bathing platform now. You can see it's massive. There's so much room, the entire family could just sit on the bathing platform, but of course they don't need to because there's so much space on the sun lounges above. But you can see I'm sitting here now. Of course we're still on the premises, so we can't put it down, but how it works is on the push of a button the entire platform is lowered into the water, and these steps that you see here just fold out with the platform, so that gives us a very easy access to the water. And what we can also do, as you have seen in the cockpit, there's the entire sitting area in one corner, but we can split it and have the one area pulled over to the one side, and then we have a really nice access from the cockpit, the middle of the cockpit, down towards the bathing platform. And we also have the possibility to include a gangway that will also come out from the bathing platform on the push-up button. Right in the cockpit we have included a Wetbar. On this model here, the owners have decided to also include a barbecue area, so that's an option that you have. That would give you the barbecue here, a little worktop here. What I really like is that you can take it off, and then it's great for serving the food that you have just prepared. And something similar we have on the other side of our boat, but there with a sink with hot and cold water, and also a little worktop. And below there we have a cupboard, and we also have a fridge if you want, so that's also an option. And then we have the fridge just below, so you can put all the meat and veggies that you're about to put on your grill. You can just store below there and don't have to run inside all the time to get everything you need. I'm sitting on the helmsman's seat now. As you can see, I've opened up the roof above me, so there's a lot of fresh air coming in, and around the sides here everything is open as well. So that is the S, the Sport, in the title of our Sealine S430, because it just looks very sporty from the outside, and it also gives a sporty feeling when you're sitting here. Of course you can also drive this boat when the roof is down, and you can also put up some canvas coverings so everything on the side is closed up. If you want the entire boat to be closed, so even behind the cockpit area next to the bathing platform, that is also an option. So you can also get a canvas cover for the back there, and then your entire cockpit area is closed up. So come wind and rain, nothing matters to you because you're safe and dry in here. So whatever you want to your cockpit to look like, you can do that. But at the moment the sun is shining, so it's the perfect weather to have the roof open. And everything that I need is right next to me here. I have my engine control, the bow thruster control, I have the chart plotter, my autopilot control. Everything that I need is right next to me. Here I also have the buttons for the electrical anchor winch that we saw before. So if I want to lower the anchor or pull it back up, I can do that from here. I have a huge windshield and of course 360-degree vision around. Also, for such a big window in the front, I need windshield wipers. They're included, and there's also windshield heating, so in colder areas that's not a problem as well. And what's very special here, we have a steering wheel, but we can also steer with a little joystick to my side here, so that makes very smooth maneuvering, especially in the ports or marinas where you are. Of course, I can also stand up while driving. That's why both these seats can be pushed up here, and there's another second floor, if you will, below me here. If I put that down, I can stand up and actually look out the roof, so I don't look out the windshield but above here, and that of course gives me an even better feeling while driving. So I have 2 seats here and 2 on the other side of my boat, so there's 4 seats that all look into the direction of travel. There's drink holders there as well. So it's a very nice event, especially for children if they want to be driving with you. So we have pretty much seen everything that is there to see outside, but a few details we have missed so far. You can see there are speakers up in the ceiling here, and there's some in the back as well. So depending on the kind of entertainment system that you choose for your boat, that will be where all the sound comes out, so you will have nice music outside as well. And right next to it you see the little lamps, so we have very nice lighting outside as well, so even when it's dark you can decide on the kind of mood lighting that you want out here. Right next to me here you see all the buttons that we have seen before, so that's all the controls for the cushions to go down or for the table to fold down, and for the roofs as well to open and to close. So that's pretty much it that was there to see outside. So now we will have a look and see what's inside. I'm standing below deck now. This is the saloon, and what I noticed that there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room for storage. We have a nice sideboard here, and we can open up these panels on the sides, and you can see there's a lot more controls up here. So this is the main power switch, and the different switches that we need to control where our power is going. In the bottom here, for example, where the light is glowing red now, that's the light that we have on board. And all the rest is, for example, the lights outside, or the air conditioning, or whatever you need to control, that's from in here. Also up here we have the radio system. So as I said before, it depends, it's up to you what kind of entertainment system you want in your boat. Here we have a TV included, that's an option. If you want a TV in the master cabin, that is also an option. So whatever you decide to do, that's completely up to you, and you can talk to the dealer what there is to include in your boat and in your saloon. What we do have in all of the boats is the light system. So we have lights in the ceiling, and we also have more indirect lighting behind the walls. So that gives a very nice mood lighting in the evening as well. We also have a huge mirror on the side, so when you look over there, that is also a really nice thing to have, because I've never seen that in another boat before. I'm standing in the pantry now. It seems rather small, but it has everything that a kitchen needs. There's the sink up here with a lot of room to maneuver all your dishes. Then we have the fridge below. I really like that it is covered in the same material than the rest, so you can't really tell from the outside. Next to it there's the rubbish bins in here, also covered and hidden away. Then we have the stove and the oven below, and pretty much everything else is storage space. So I can open up all these panels on the wall, and there's storage space behind it, a lot of room for your spices, for example, up here, and then all the way to the back, good storage for all your tableware and whatever you need. There's even storage behind here, so we can open up this as well, and little drawers and cupboards everywhere. We have a window in the back there that we can also open, so that's where the fresh air comes in to take off all the smells that we have from cooking. And on the sideboard that we saw before, I can also open that up, and there's more storage space in here. That's actually a lot, so that would be where I would put my pots and pans, or everything that's bulky and big that you don't want lying around. I'm sitting in the saloon. You can see the sofa is enough. There's enough space for, I would guess, 4 people to sit here. There's a big table, so everybody has a space at the table as well. And as you can notice, the table has the same color as the walls behind me or in the kitchen, and all the other furniture. We will see that a little later as well. In the cabins it's the same kind of material and the same color, but this is completely up to you. So whatever you want your boat to look like on the inside and also on the outside, all the colors and materials are of your choosing. So you can decide to have a lighter wood, for example, or have different kinds of furniture and the upholstery in another color or another material. There's also leather materials possible, and we also have this veneer covering on the walls, so they're rather soft, and that gives us a bit of warmth in here, and that is also up to you what you want your boat to look like. And it's the same with all the cushions outside. So as you saw before, on this boat it's a very light cream colored cushion that we have outside, and it's a material that you can also leave outside, so it doesn't matter if it gets wet or salty, but you can decide on that as well. So it's completely up to you, and even the color of the hull you can decide for yourself, so you don't have to go with the nice gold that we have here. But your boat can look completely different. Just talk to your dealer about it, and they can tell you what is possible and what all the options are. So in the saloon, what we have, what you notice are the big speakers. We saw them outside as well, so that's again part of the entertainment system. And there's also more storage space. So I have the big mirror above me here, and I can just open up the middle and it slides open all the way. And then I have a lot of storage space up here. And as you can also see behind me, there's a big window on the side here. I can also open up a little bit there, so that gives us the cross breeze with the pantry. And if I still have the big door open towards the cockpit area, there's also a lot of light and air coming in. And another skylight on top gives us even more natural light in here. This is the master cabin. You can see it's a big double bed, and it's the same width in the back and in the headspace as well, so nobody has to be cramped too much. I really like the headboard behind there. Kind of looks like in a hotel room, so it's very nicely done, and there's a lot of storage space around it. So there's storage right next to the bed and in the sides, and we have big cupboards as well. And we have different options to choose the lighting. So we have the normal lights in the ceiling, and we also have this indirect lighting. Of course, now it's a bit hard to see because there's so much sun coming in, but that's behind the walls there. And yeah, as I said, there's much sun, so there's a lot of natural light coming in. We have this massive skylight here that comes out in on the foredeck. But of course from outside there were the cushions on top, so we couldn't see that before. These can be opened as well, and we have little side windows on both sides that can also be opened, so even if the door to the cabin is closed, we can create a cross breeze inside and get fresh air even though we're in the bowels of our boat here. This is one of the bathrooms on board. So as you have seen, I entered it from the master cabin, and here I come out in the saloon. So there's two entrances, and it can be used from the saloon and also from the master cabin. There's a toilet there, there's a separate shower, so that can be closed up as well, so you don't have to shower while you're on the toilet, for example. So everything can be nicely separated. There's a big mirror there, and also daylight coming in, so I like that very much. It's a very bright room that you can use as a bathroom. We also have another cabin on board, so that's the guest cabin that we have, or of course if you prefer to make this your master cabin, that's of course your choice. There are two single beds here. We have a nice space in the middle, but we also have separate cushions here that we can, well, not cushions, it's kind of mattresses that we can put down in the middle here, and then we can make this one big area to lie down. I personally like it this way because then coming in here there's much more headroom, but if you prefer to cuddle, then you can do that as well. There's a lot of headroom in the back here, so actually here's a little step that you can't see right now. So there's a lot of room. We have a window here, a window on the other side, so here as well we can create the cross breeze, and we have a very nice lighting system. We have the little reading lights at the head side, we have ceiling lights, and what I really like is this indirect lighting here. So we have this veneer covering on the ceilings. It's very soft, so even if you do bump your head, you don't really hurt yourself, and then the light is coming out from this little area here. That's the same in the saloon as well, and in the rest of the boat. And what I really like as well is that when you come into the cabin, there's even more headroom. You can fully stand up, even a taller person, and that's what we'll have a look around now, because there's actually a separate bathroom as well. As I said before, you see that there's a lot more headroom up here, so when I enter the guest cabin, I can stand upright, and even a taller person than me, you can see there's a lot of room that can stand up upright here as well. In the corner here we have a cupboard, so enough space for your guests' belongings, and we have more storage space on the side here as well. And then we have a separate bathroom. There's only a toilet and a sink, but we have the big bathroom with the shower in the front in the master cabin. There's also a big mirror here, a lot of storage space as well, so your guests can feel at home as well. And what you can do with this cabin in the back here, you can change the layout completely. So if you decide you do not need the separate bathroom, you can have a third bed. You can also decide to have a bigger cupboard, so that cupboard in the back here pretty much goes on all the way. That is now a bathroom. And you can also use this as a utility room. So for example, if you want to include a washing machine or dryer or whatever you need, that can be put in here as well. So that is completely up to you, and you just talk to the dealer to make that possible. So that's completely your boat and you have whatever you need. I've left our Sealine S430. I hope you enjoyed it and had as much fun as I did looking around what it has to offer. One of those can be yours for 410,000 euros. Just talk to one of our dealers. They are in pretty much every country on the world, so there will be one in your area, and they will be able to tell you exactly what's possible regarding all the materials and colors, so it will truly be your dream